What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and I'm here today to preview No Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom. Now, No Kuni 2 comes out on March 23rd on PS4 and PC. Now, No Kuni 2 is the sequel to the original game No Kuni, a game developed a couple years ago by Level 5 Studios and with the help of Studio Ghibli in terms of its art direction and how the game looks. And I'll tell you this right from the beginning. This game looks incredible. I cannot wait to play this game. I've been looking forward to this game since it was announced at PlayStation Experience 2015. It was one of the biggest announcements, I think, of that PlayStation Experience when they announced that it's basically a PS4 exclusive. And, you know, I will kind of use that word because Microsoft likes to use that for every game that they own, even though they all come out on PC. I'll use it for No Kuni 2. It comes out on PS4 and on PC, but let's just talk about I'm just going to be basically referencing PS4, and No Kuni is a console exclusive. That's just my little jab there at Microsoft. Now, this is a game that I'm horribly sorry I never played its predecessor. I never played the first No Kuni, but Colin Moriarty, formerly of IGN, kind of funny, all that stuff, he was a guy who was I think he gave the game a 10 out of 10. I mean, he worked at IGN at the time, and he gave the first game a 10 out of 10. And I remember just listening to how much he loved that game. And I remember thinking, like, man, what an idiot I was for not playing it. And truly, what an idiot I am. That game was something very, very special, I believe, to a lot of people. And I am not making the same mistake twice. I'm not missing out on No Kuni 2. This game, while not having anything to do with Studio Ghibli, because I didn't even know that, but they've broken off kind of their collaboration with Level 5, this game is not made with them. However, a lot of the elements and a lot of the things they helped build in the first game are going to make it into this game. So when it looks like a Studio Ghibli project, you can kind of imagine it still is. This game, first thing you should probably notice when you're looking at it is just how beautiful the game actually is. This game is stunning in a lot of different ways. It has an art style that personally speaks to me. You know, we talked about that in the Attack on Titan preview I did maybe a couple days ago, or whenever you guys, if you've seen that or not, where I talked about, you know, I like these art styles. These are beautiful, beautiful art styles. Obviously, Studio Ghibli makes art styles really like nobody else, and makes them so beautiful that it's actually just insane, and just the way they do it. So first thing, you know, to look at, and when you look at No Kuni 2, is just how breathtaking everything in the game looks. Besides from that, though, there's everything else. You know, its story, from what I've been reading and listening to and watching and all this stuff, its story is going to be building along the concepts and lines of the first game in terms of, you know, the first game story-wise really spoke to people, really brought out a lot of emotion in people, and it wasn't even as far as the studio was willing to go, and they've talked about that for the second game. You know, the first game was mainly a younger kind of a vantage point, a look at the world, and so its plot elements and its emotion level was kind of geared because it was coming from a younger person. This game is going to be very different. This game is going to be telling more of an adult story, more adult relationships, more adult emotions, and that honestly excites me because I know people got teary-eyed and people got, you know, they really connected and really were, you know, really felt with the first game. And so I cannot wait to do that with the second game. So the story aspect, I expect nothing but extremely good. I mean, the game's plot isn't even that over the top, doesn't even seem like that high strung or anything, but it doesn't need to be because it's just one piece of the puzzle. But between the looks and between the story that looks extremely, extremely strong, we also have great characters. And again, just how the characters look and how they react and how you can talk to them and everything about that looks amazing. The combat is actually massively changed. It's no longer the you take a turn, they take a turn. It's going to be more of the Final Fantasy, you move around and you attack. And to be honest, I actually forgot the first game even was the opposite of that, but when I was watching the combat of No Kuni 2, it just looks like it makes sense. Like, it just looks like it works. I think the combat has been obviously completely done over. It's been advanced. It looks better. It acts better. And I know that they've said in documentaries, or like when they've interviewed the people making it, the developers, they've talked about how they're really working to make fighting really, really good because it's a key aspect of the game. And now you just, you know, you go up to the person, you just start fighting that whatever individual or whatever creature or whatever you're fighting. So the combat has kind of been completely redone, but it looks like for the best. It looks like this game is going to be a lot of fun to actually play, a lot of fun to learn about, and to start to understand the story and understand the characters and understand the plot points. The game looks insane. Like, I honestly can't even tell you how excited I am. This is one of the most anticipated games I had for the year. You know, I am looking forward to games like God of War and like Detroit Become Human and Spider-Man and Days Gone. You know, honestly, the PlayStation exclusives of this year are the games I'm looking forward to the absolute most. Kingdom Hearts 3 as well, Life is Strange Season 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, just to give you a look into the games I'm looking forward to. I'd put Ni no Kuni right in that group. Maybe it's at the bottom of that group of maybe 8 or 9, but that's no disrespect to Ni no Kuni 2, because those other games are really, really something that I'm very excited about in my mind, and Ni no Kuni, I think, fits right in with that. Like I said, I don't want to make the same mistake in this game as I did in the last game and not play it, because I know how special the first game was. Obviously, it was special enough to make a second one. I was overjoyed when I saw that it's, you know, a PlayStation 4 exclusive coming to PC too, and that's great because that's just more people that can experience it. I hope and I pray this game does good. I obviously hope that it is a good game first, like I want to actually enjoy it. I don't want to be let down and have this game just be awful, but I hope this game is good, and I hope they make a sequel, because, you know, the last game like this that I got into was Gravity Rush 2, and I still do adore Gravity Rush 1, and especially 2. I played and beaten Gravity Rush 2, and I absolutely loved it, and that's a game that just didn't get enough attention and didn't sell barely anything. In the hopes of a third game, which I would absolutely support, and I would throw the channel Podcast Now behind entirely, you know, that is probably not likely to happen. Gravity Rush 3 is most likely not to happen. So I think Ni no Kuni isn't at the same level of Gravity Rush. I think Ni no Kuni is way more popular, and so I don't think there'll be that issue with it. But I am interested to see, will it do good? Because same thing I talked about with Attack on Titan, and you can talk about this with any of the games, is they're all coming out, these batch of games are coming out all against each other. Attack on Titan, Sea of Thieves, Valkyria Chronicles 4, another very interesting game that we have a preview on, or we will very, very soon. Ni no Kuni 2, A Way Out, the game by EA, Far Cry 5. I mean, these are massive games, or at least games for very specific groups of people that are all very close together. They're all coming out within like 7 days of each other. So that is extremely scary, I think, because some of these games are definitely going to undersell and underperform, and I'm very worried about that, and I hope it's not, you know, select games that I'm really looking forward to. So I'm hoping Ni no Kuni does not get hurt by this. So let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for Ni no Kuni 2? Did you play the first game? What are you most looking forward to in Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom? Make sure you let me know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. We do previews like this on games, movies, and TV shows every single week. Make sure to like and share the video, and I will see you guys on the next game preview.